Alright, Leo. Hey, folks. Hey, Melissa. Good to see you. So I'm at Aylesbury Hospital in the A&E, and just been to visit Mike's body with my mum, and I just thought I'd come out and scope about it. It's sort of between now and 2:30. And welcome, hey Yenta, hey Indra. Oh, a lovely pink today, how perfect. That's Leo there. I brought Leo up with me to my mum's. This is my sister's dog, and there's Casper down there. Say hello, Casper. Casper? Yes, hello. There you go. Yeah, so I don't know if you read the title, but it's kind of, I think I put something like it's beyond death or something. If you don't know, well, firstly, who am I? Let me turn myself around so you can see me. So I'm going to be a bit of a sketchy scope today, because I've just seen my mum's partner of 20 years body. He died on Sunday. I just came with her. She was pretty stoic, I think is the word. So yeah, so forgive me if I miss you coming in. Forgive me if I don't read the comments. That's just the space that I'm in right now. I think one of the great things that is about Scope is you can kind of just go on and just really it's live broadcast, so you see me daily wherever I am. Well, it's so dull this week. This week's so sad. Well, you know, life has weather. I often describe emotions as weather. You know, sometimes it's cloudy, sometimes it's worth blocking. So it does have weather, you know. And the thing is, the thing about weather, there's a great song by Katana. I don't know if you know of Katana. She's lovely. She does really beautiful, deep songs, and there's a song that she talks about the weather. And thanks, Indra. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Good morning, Heidi. Morning, Sherry. So yeah, so life has weather. I mean, it comes and goes, but generally the sun is shining behind there, even if you can't see it, even if it's pissing down with rain. It's everyone's scope, so I'm so sorry to you both, Unindra. Okay, thank you. So it's, yeah, so I wanted to talk a bit about, because it's not the first body that I've seen, probably the most sort of distorted. I don't know if I got into what happened to him, but he had sepsis, went into the hospital on Thursday, and you know, was opened up and then put back together. It looked fine, and then by Sunday night he was gone. But in the process, all of his organs shut down, all of everything swelled up. They had to open him up 3 times. It was not nice, but all of his guts are up on his chest because they had to try and make space. So to go and see the body, and then he was like a wiry little man and fit, and then seeing him, and his face was so round and like a beetroot and puffy and looking a bit like the Godfather. But the interesting thing is that I don't know how many of you have seen a body, but it's so obvious that they're not there. There's something there's something solid about realizing that they're not there, which I think was very important, that my mum saw him in that way afterwards. And all of the, you know, I've seen several bodies, I've helped bodies into graves and those kind of things, and it's always struck me, yeah, very surreal. And but there's the absence of the life force, the absence of the magic. But it is interesting, because I was looking at the aura, and I was thinking, well, I've never really sort of taken the time to look at the aura of a dead body. It still does have its own aura, which is I was quite surprised at, and very, very different. But it was because fundamentally all matter has life, or, you know, in a different form. It's not got the human consciousness, but all matter has life. It does just become the body, yeah. And it was interesting to watch my mum, really, in terms of, she's kind of a Geordie lass and stoic, and yet, again, I see sometimes people, you know, my sister didn't look like my sister. She had definitely left. Yeah, so sorry to hear about your sister. I don't know when that was, but, you know, when Yeah, I lost a cousin when he was 16. You know, death is one of those things that's so part of life, isn't it? It's like, and people are very afraid of death. I love what Byron Katie says about death, which is, you know, death is equal to life, and that's kind of, not a lot of people like to hear that, but it's like the time we have here is so precious. My dad, I was with him. Okay, you were with him when he died. Yeah. Late again. Hey, Marion. True. Both are illusions. Okay, Ben. I'm going to bite on that one. Yes, in a way you can argue that. I would just be, when I'm talking to people about the whole idea that it's all an illusion. Like for example, you know, I see stuff. I see angels. I see all that stuff. And people say to me, "Are they real?" And I say no. And they go, "Oh," and I say, "But they're as real as me. You know, I'm not real either." But the thing is, I am real because they're. Yeah, exactly. But it's all an illusion, and yet the thing that people can do with that is then begin to stop making it matter. And for me, it's very important that even though fundamentally nothing matters, fundamentally it's nothing. Don't you feel scared? Get scared? No, I don't. Not even when you see the darker ones, because all of it. When you really find the deeper truth in the very, very core of everything, fundamentally it's kind of all light. At least that's how I perceive it. And so if you look at one of the darker ones in the eye and you go, "I know who you are," really, it's a bit like it suddenly goes into Monsters Inc. mode, really. You are the substratum from which all experience is born. Okay, so again, then I'm going to sort of slightly, because from my perspective, that takes an identification onto the substratum, which then polarizes the identification of the ego self and everything else, which then judges it, which is basically an egoic stance. There you go. That's my point. Being very Russell Brand there. But it's really, so to me, it's like it's all equal. That's my point of view. Is like, yes, there's the substratum. Yes, there's the nothing which can't be experienced. But if we go into judgment about all the other aspects that show up in our illusory experience, then you begin to get into a polarized place. And for me, it's like, let's just embrace what comes through and honor it completely. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. Yes, and yeah, always, yeah, fair point, sir. It's my job just to sort of embellish the text then, but yeah, true indeed. I have that same thing on Scope where, you know, you text, you can put like a tiny bit of what is a huge energy or concept. But yeah, so that did make me laugh. Thank you for that. So anyway, so I think I put on it, you know, a celebration of life, really. I wanted to sort of bring it back to that. And I want to sort of be fairly quick because I want to go back and take care of my mum in a minute. But basically, what you get from... well, you know, Melissa, I'm someone who's really kind of faced death. I had a near-death experience when I was 5, and I've done lots of work on my sort of bodily fears of death. So it doesn't really, it's something that doesn't have a, and plus, you know, I see shit, so it's it's not such a big deal. But I do totally honour the human bodies and hearts and emotional centres need for grief and all those things. I think it's incredibly important. Like taking off a tight shoe, yeah. Very true. So, so I want to end this really with a celebration of life. It's like when you see a body, it's good to remember that, you know. Okay, one other point to that is it's like you can argue about past lives and you're going to have another life, but here's the thing: I know that in this life, I'm only going to get one life as Joel Young, creator and custodian of MPA at joelyoungmpa.com. I'm only get one life as this person, and yes, I'll have bits of me if I show up in other lives or whatever it is, and I have done before, but ultimately I'm only this person right now. I've got this life, I've got this time, and every moment is so precious. So let's just, you know, really, again, I talked about it the other day when Mike died. It's like, you know, what choices are you making? What you know, how authentically are you being you? So Indra just commented there, you like that frame? Okay, good. It's just, I'm fearing and starting asking a fast one. Pink to make the boys wink. Excellent. So Indra there, who's pink to make the boys wink. Do check her out at 2:30. I might be running over because I started late, but she's very inspiring for being authentic, to really just be you. Marry me. Look, I don't even know you. We have to go through a whole courtship, but you know what? I'm really not interested right now. But thank you. I feel flattered. That's funny. Ha! Yes, indeed. So yeah. So basically, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate each moment. Let's make the choices that support and honour what's coming through us. Let's not care what a fuck about what anybody else thinks. Let's stop taking things personally. That's one of my biggest passions. Is, you know, if someone says some shit about you, it's not about you. And basically, if you think you're somebody and what you think you are is causing you pain, you're taking an idea personally, and it ain't true. And it's as simple as that. So do what you can, honour yourself, be kind to you, and I'll see you tomorrow at 2. Okay, hey, I loved your comments. I love a good old sort of non-dual high-end chat there, Ben. Thanks. I'm going to be able to listen, but probably not comment because I need to get in the car to Indra's scope. Big hugs. There's Indra there. Do hop on. I don't know what the time is, but she's a wonderful scoper. And I love her dearly, so do hop onto her scope. Alright guys, thanks very much. Thanks for sharing. If you shared, in fact you haven't shared, do share it now, because I think there were some good points going on in there. So I'll give you like 30 seconds to share if you haven't, and I would really appreciate that. Thank you, Ben. I'm assuming I'm going to call you Ben. No idea where you're from, but do come back. I'd love to chat more with you on text. I don't know if you scope, I can come and text on yours. Brilliant. Thank you for those invites, really appreciate those. People can get the benefit of the replay, and yeah, so I'm Joel Young. You can find me at nonpersonalawareness.com or joelyoungmpa, my handle.com, and I will see you 2 o'clock pretty much every day. Cheers guys. I'll come check out your scopes, Ben. See you guys.